So on a Thursday or a Friday, I like to have what is called a rat weighing session. I like to simply weigh my rats on a regular basis, but I have a few reasons for doing this. One of them is that I have such a large number, and sometimes it can be difficult to keep on top of every single one. I have 15 in there at the moment, 17 up until last week, RIP Dahlia and Pete. I've also got quite a lot of oldies in that cage. I've got 5 who are around 26 to 27 months. So it's very important to keep on top of their weights because naturally they will lose a little bit the older they get. Another reason is because for younger ones, I want to make sure they don't get overweight because they're younger, more feisty, and when it comes to feeding time, they can become a little bit dominant. Now I have these 3 pieces of paper, and these are basically records of the last 3 weeks, or last 3 times I weighed them over a 2-week period, and I will put them up on the screen for you now so you can see it better. And as you can see, there's not been any real changes, which is just what I wanted, except Pete, and he was actually one that passed yesterday, had to be put to sleep, and his health had been deteriorating for a while, and a big sign of that was his weight loss. So you might be thinking, how do you weigh your rats? They can be quite wriggly, they're not going to sit on scales. I have just a small set of kitchen scales, which I use. And most importantly, I have this box which opens up like this, and it's just the right size for them to go in, shut it, put it on the scales, and then take them out once I've recorded a weight. Very professional. This is where I like to weigh them, in the kitchen. You can see I've got the scales here set up ready. I've got the box, got my pencil, and I've got all the rats listed there. And another important thing to do is once I get the weights, I have to deduct 96 from the total because that's how much this box weighs. And then once I've recorded the weights, what I like to do is write them out in weight order and compare them to previous weeks. First of all, we have Rose, and she's 26 to 27 months. And she's doing incredibly well for her age. Unfortunately, she has got what I suspect is a mammary tumour there. So let's just show you how this goes. Obviously, some of them are more wriggly than others. Come on, Rosie. There we go. And it's very important to make sure that the tail is in. And what they do, they usually turn around like that so the tails go in themselves. So there we go. There's Rose. Oops, forgot to put the scales on. And obviously I have it in grams because that's the easiest measurement to weigh them in. So there we go. You probably can't see, but I'll put it up on the screen now. We've got 3,9. That's going up now, she's biting. It was 394. Gone up to 395. 394, let's go for 394. And here we have Pluto. He's actually the same age as Rose. He's her blood brother. Now let's see how much he weighs. 477. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Here is another sibling of Pluto and Rose. Looks just like Rose, except bigger. And he is called Chip. And Chip we have here at 513. This is Orchid. And she is in absolutely remarkable shape for her age. And she's the 4th sibling of Pluto, Rose and Chip. And she's kept a really good weight recently. She's 436 here. And here we go, nice little calm girl. Unfortunately, she has a tumour as well. So she's a dainty girl. Rose was a runter for litter, and Fuchsia was the next smallest. And there she's come in at 404. Now on to the next 2 rescues, about 20 months old. This is Zinnia. She had an operation on Wednesday. and you can see there it looks very sore. She had a tumour removal. I've not been too lucky with them recently. There we go. She's quite a bonny girl. 507. Here we have Zinnia's sister, Peony, and she's always been a similar weight to Zinnia. She's 499. Now the next two are Rexes. They've got that curly coat. The sisters, who I rescued in January. They're very small actually, but still a good weight for the size. Never had any health issues up to now. And Bramble, 417. And here is her sister, Thistle. There we go, get your tail in. There we go. 421. Here is the big monster bonny lass I was telling you about, Alice. Look how big she is. She's like a big teddy bear. Go on, let's see how much you put on. Turn round. Turn round. Don't just settle there. There we go. Good girl. Now let's close the lid. $550. Big girl. Here we've got a funny little one, a baldy, hairless. Here's Rhubarb. Always been quite dainty, but she's certainly got a little bit of a tummy on her. So let's see what you weigh. $409. Now, Dewberry, about 5, maybe 6 months old, I think closer to 5 months. She's growing quite a bit, so I need to keep a little bit of an eye on her weight. She's put on a little bit over the past couple of weeks. She's getting quite dominant, always first in line when there's treats. So let's see if you put anything on. 448. Here we have Dewberry's sister called Blackberry, and she's always been a little bit smaller than Dewberry. So let's see what she weighs. 424. This is Tinkerbell, and for reason her sister's called Tiger Lily, and for reason I'm interested to see what these weigh is because you can see they're tiny, but apparently they must be about 8 months old because the guy who I got them off said he'd had them 6 months. So they must be at least 7 months, which they look a lot smaller than that. They're very wriggly. They've come on such a long way in the past few weeks since I've had them. Go on, baby. There we go. She's got a bit of a head tilt as well, like Fuchsia does. So scales have gone off. It does that every so often. 325. Here we have the last one, Tiger Lily. Now let's see what you weigh. Oops. There we go. Number 15 of 15. And she is 343. Now that all the weights have been recorded and I've got to deduct 96 from the totals, this is when I like to give them a little bit of free range before bedtime. So, here we go. The heads start to pop up. And we can see a lot of happy faces here. They will be getting their treats soon. I've been not fattening them up, but trying to get a little bit of weight on the oldies and maybe being a little negligent of the youngsters because I felt it was more important to get the weight on the oldies. So what I might have to do is put one of these ladders up, keep the youngsters out for 10 minutes and then let them join the oldies after they've had a good portion. Okay, I've just recorded the weights and as you can see here, I'll put it up bigger on the screen for you. I've put on the left hand side here, I've put the weights for tonight at -96, and then last week I've compared the weights. So for example, Alice, since last week she's lost 15 grams, and I've also compared it to 3 weeks ago to get a bigger picture. And for example, Alice has lost 29 grams. Now, if she starts to lose more and more over the next couple of weeks, then for me that will be a cause for concern. So I think what I need to do with Blackberry and Dewberry is just keep them out for 5 to 10 minutes whilst the others get fed, and make sure that way they don't get too overweight. And also make sure that Alice gets a little bit extra. Even though she's bigger than the others, she's got a bigger frame, so she still needs that extra weight on her. Everyone else is within about 10 to 15 grams, the same as they were 3 weeks ago, and I'm really happy with those weights. So you've seen my routine of what I do on a Thursday or Friday night. Hope you found it entertaining, and I plan to do another video very soon.